I'm going to replicate a listing I found on Etsy. It's this hanging ladder shelf. Notice how much it's on sale for. You're going to see how easy it is to get started building and selling small items like this, if that's your goal. I'm going to put my own design twist on this, and I encourage you to come up with your own as well. Now this shelf is 21 inches tall, 15 inches wide, and 5 1/4 inches deep. I cut 2 pieces of 2x4 21 inches long. I cut a 1x6 board into 3 12-inch long pieces. Here's one of the design changes I'm making. Not major, just cutting off the front corners at the top. Now look, I get comments all the time about how it's easy for me because I have all these fancy tools. You could literally cut these boards with a handsaw. I've done it. Here I'm drilling 2 pocket holes at each end of the boards. The setting is for 3/4 inch material. I'm also keeping the holes within a 3-inch span toward what will be the back side of the shelf. That's because the shelves come out farther than the width of the 2x4, which is 3.5 inches. I round the front edge of each shelf with an 1/8 inch roundover bit in my palm router. Now if you don't have a router, you can soften the sharp edges with some sandpaper. Before assembly, I sand all the boards down with my palm sander and 220 grit sandpaper. Here I'm drilling a 1/2 inch hole at the top of each 2x4. I'm going down from the top and in from the straight or back side 1 1/4 inches. I use a board underneath to get a clean exit hole. Now this is for the rope that will hold the shelf. Now I'm dry fitting to see where I want the shelves. I decided to go with 6-inch spacing. I use a large square to make sure everything is lined up. I'm going to start by attaching the top shelf and work my way down. I'm lining up the bottom edge of the top shelf at marks that are 14.5 inches up from the bottom. I use multiple clamps to keep everything in place. I have a short pocket hole screw bit in my drill to be able to fit my drill in the space. I use a 6-inch spacer board in between shelves to maintain the 6-inch distance. The bottom shelf ends up being about 1 inch up from the bottom. The Etsy listing has the shelf flush with the bottom, but I kind of like the look of having it up a bit. And there it is, pretty simple to put together. Here's a tip when you're cutting the rope to size. I wrap some painter's tape around both ends and then cut in the middle of the tape. This keeps the ends from fraying and makes it easier to push through the holes. I decided to stain with dark walnut to match the Etsy listing. Now you can get creative and paint or stain however you want. I think painting the 2x4s white and staining the shelf boards dark walnut would look good too. Comment below what your preference would be. Maybe I'll give it a try. All that's left is to put the rope on. I cut a 34-inch piece here in case you're wondering. You can go with the look you like. I put a figure 8 knot at each end, and I'm going to put some felt pads on the back to protect the wall. You can put some polyurethane on too if you wish. Now this is a pretty inexpensive build. It cost me about $12, which could make it a pretty good money maker. Now, I don't think I could get $100 for it like on Etsy. My area, I would say more like maybe 45 or 50. But anyway, I hope this inspires you. Go build your own version. Start making money with your woodworking. If you like small builds like this, check out the playlist here. And as always, folks, thanks for watching. I will catch you on the next video.